Okie dokie. Well, here we are. It is February 23rd, 2026 at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time in Nebraska. I just wanted to do a update on grain-free me. I've been trying really hard to get something posted. Still doing this all on my own. I feel, I feel a little bad that I haven't gotten any of the recipes uploaded, but that's why I'm doing an update tonight to let everybody that might be interested down the road timeline what's going on, why it's taken me so long to get some recipes and stuff, the website updated, everything else. So the easiest way to put it is that I am doing this all on my own and have been all this time. I haven't had anybody helping me out. It's like going back to college, I guess, at my age. I'll be 52 in a couple months here. The recipes that I've been working on now for, 4 years, I thought I had them all pretty well nailed down, ready to get up and put online for people, a couple dollars here and there. Just help with the channel, help with buying better equipment, and possibly build some community at the same time. Well, this winter has done a complete number on me. The cold it's been bad this year for the CFS aspect that I'm dealing with. And it takes a number on my, it does a number on my hips too. Just that small, walking out to the mailbox when it's 30 degrees or less and 10 below wind chill. I literally, it's like I freeze up. And I've lost a lot of daily steps this winter. So I'm back down to, if I'm lucky, 3,500 steps a day. There's a lot of days that if I go over 2,500 or 3,000, I'm wrecked for 2 days at a time, 2 or 3 days to recover. There's been a few days I hit, pushed myself, hit like 4,500 steps. That was, it's brutal. It's so hard to explain to people. And it shouldn't be, because there's so many people out there dealing with chronic issues like mine. I don't want the channel to get down that road, though. I'm trying to find that balance of how could I possibly talk about some of these things, because that's where I started off of, creating something that I could hand to past providers, Department of Health and Human Services, medical establishments like hospitals, Meals on Wheels, etc., that wasn't available. Still isn't. I've just, so I just want to do the update here tonight. Try to, at least. May not post this because it might sound horrible. I've really been leaning into community aspect of all of this for down the road. Because of the fact that I kind of realized that, okay, most of these recipes that I've been working on all these years is because I have to have something to eat myself. That's a lot of work. With my restrictions and my physical limitations, it's really hard to do what I'm doing just to cook for myself. Now, throw in the fact that I'm trying to record it, that I had to basically rebuild my kitchen, paint my kitchen, buy all this equipment, gear, ingredients, which a lot of the times just goes to waste because the recipes that other people are posting don't work, or they taste horrible. And that's what's holding me up right now. I switched to using a different almond flour brand. The last few bags of almond flour that I've got are so sweet that I can't recommend using those. And that changes up all of the, I've been using them for a year and a half. And then all of a sudden, all of these batches, like my pizza crust especially, taste horrible. Same brand, but it's changed. Something changed in their processing. So I'm going to have to go back to one of the older brands that's more expensive, which has come back down a little bit in price since COVID kind of, eased up, and give that a try. I can't be like other people. I've never been that person. I can't sell somebody something that I wouldn't trust or eat myself. I have to figure out how to explain that in the videos and in the recipes, because when I go to write the recipe to sell on my website, I have to be able to figure out the wording that this recipe was tried with this brand. You may have a different outcome by using a different brand. Eggs have gotten smaller, so I have to put that into the recipes too. How much difference? So having to switch everything over to grams instead of, go by weight instead of amount, cups, teaspoons, tablespoons, etc. The mozzarella cheese, shredded cheeses have so much crap now in them versus a year ago. Cornstarch, tapioca starch, calcium something sulfate, I can't remember what the actual word is, as an anti-caking agent. So the cheese gets shredded, and then they pour this, spray it, whatever, anti-caking agent on it so it doesn't stick together in the bag. Most of the recipes I had done using block cheese, but being that I lost so many steps per day over the last couple of years, I started trying to use pre-shredded. Horrible. It threw everything out of whack. And then with the eggs getting smaller, my chaffle's all deflated. My tortillas got smaller. My pizza crusts they burned instead of the pizza cheese too. You'd top it, put it in the oven, cook at the 15 minutes that I used to cook everything at. The cheese just burned and turned into a ball of wax. So, it sucks to say, but I'm basically back at square one and having to go back through all my old recipes that I thought I had pretty well perfected 2 years ago. Learning experience, which I wanted to do. I wanted to try different brands, different cheeses, different ingredients, see how they would compare. And being that it's just me, it's a bit tricky. I don't eat that much anymore. 20 years ago, I could have eaten 2 large Casey's pizzas in a day. you know, um, I could have eaten a 6-pack and a pound from Taco Bell's for lunch and not had a problem with it. Nowadays, I'm like, okay, with the new stuff especially, a chaffle. Um, if I have a deli sandwich using 2 chaffles for lunch, that's pretty much it. I don't need to eat anything else for the rest of the day. And then it also got in the aspect of all these other things that I need to come up with safe recipes for, like sausage gravy or a white gravy for breakfast pizzas. Typically, that would have been done with what people call a roux, flour and butter and cream or milk. Not not something easy to do without flour, wheat flour. Been working with potato starch. It's not really the same thing. I'll get it figured out. Having high fructose corn syrup free, extra sugar free things like pizza sauce. I've gotten to the point that I have a couple of decent, just really simple recipes for that with a can of crushed tomatoes and some Parmesan, uh, oregano, garlic. They're getting there. Still something missing. Trying to get back. All of this is me trying to get back to those comfort food flavors from growing up. Haven't had the chance to get around to doing chicken nuggets and chicken patties or anything like that. But I have something like, I don't know why I'm so itchy tonight. I've been recording a lot of this. Everything is looking pretty good in the new kitchen studio. Some of the software has changed a little bit, which is holding me back again. Another one of those things that if I could find somebody to work with, maybe I could get this rolling a little bit quicker. YouTube algorithms have been changing, which may be why everything else has kind of gone south. And if I would have posted stuff 3 months ago, maybe it would have been not accessible or up in the list of, I don't know. I've got faith. That's a hard one. Being a control freak, that's a hard one for me to deal with. I have faith that everything is happening for a reason, and I'll get there. I'm doing the best that I can, trying to do this all on my own, and there's so many good sides because this is getting so much bigger than what I originally was trying to accomplish. I just thought, hey, maybe I can sell a couple recipes, get some, um, help some people out. Now I'm looking at it in such a bigger aspect of building communities that people could have a local group of grain-free me people that, hey, let's share our equipment. So not everybody has to go out and spend $300 on a stand mixer or $300 on a vacuum sealer or food processor. Not everybody wants to spend like $160 for an Amazon Prime account. I got to thinking in one of the videos I was working on peeling apples for dehydrating for my apple cinnamon chaffles, and I was like, this is kind of the stuff that people used to just hang out and do. Canning food, husking corn, green beans, pulling the strings out of the green beans, canning. You have quilting, you have book clubs, you have all this stuff that I think I never see much of anybody talk about anymore. I don't see any advertisements for like shooting pool or dart groups. I think bowling is still a thing. But you don't really see any talk or advertisements about that. I probably won't post again until I can actually figure that part out. There's a part of me that feels really bad about doing my videos and saying, hey, this is what I use because I'm disabled and it's expensive. It's a $300 piece of equipment. It helps me out. Do you need it? Probably not. If you're disabled like I am, then yes, I hate to tell you this, you're going to need this machine to help you do my recipes. And yeah, if I work it out right, I can sign up for Amazon affiliates, get a small 2 or 3% commission on anybody that buys something through my link, which they change on a regular basis. So you can't, you have to keep updating your links on your YouTube and website. And I don't know if I really want to, deal with that. Maybe I could just charge an extra dollar or two per recipe, and it would work itself out in the end compared to commissions. It's a lot of stuff to think about. There's sponsorship opportunities too, like dealing with what I'm dealing with the almond flour issue right now with my pizza crust. I'm at that point. I can't recommend this certain almond flour I've been using for a year and a half because something changed in their processing. Ingredients are all the same. It's almond flour. That's it. But yeah, I couldn't recommend that someone use it for one of my pizza crusts. Anyways, that's where I'm at right now. Having to basically go back, rework all these original recipes that I thought I had tweaked pretty well 2 years ago. Having to learn the software all over again. dealing with the 3,500 steps or less a day. That's a hard one. Trying to figure out how to bring community into all of this. That's really important. Having a good group of people in the same boat. And it doesn't matter if you're keto, diabetic, celiac, CFS, long COVID, fibromyalgia, IBS, Crohn's, colitis. Just having that group of people, elderly too, would possibly turn into so much more than what I had originally started out to do, especially on the money aspect. If one person had that $300 stand mixer that they could share twice a week or twice a month with 5 or 6 friends, or if everybody pooled together and got one stand mixer and it could just get passed around. So important, in my opinion. Times are tough. I understand that. I get that. Trust me. I understand that probably more than most going through what I've gone through in my life. If you see this, where are we at here? 22 minutes right now. If you spend the time watching all of this and can kind of understand what I'm dealing with and trying to accomplish here, I would love to hear some comments. Reach out to me. Like I said, multiple times tonight, over and over, I've been doing this all on my own completely now for 4 years. I would love to hear some suggestions. I'd love to find some people to work with that if I could say, hey, here's the current recipe. Could you try it a couple times? Tell me what you think. What's it missing? What's it need? I'd be happy to join up, become partners, etc., etc. I can't help thinking about the fact that places like all the big food companies, they've got thousands of test chefs and food scientists on their payroll. America's Test Kitchen, I think, has something like 300 people working on their stuff. Typical cookbook, for example, you got probably 100 people writing the recipes that are testing the recipes. Then you also have the photographers, you have the editors that and the ghostwriters that help. Yeah, just massive undertaking. So that's it. I'm gonna call it at that tonight. Like I said, trying to keep this short. It still ended up being 26 minutes long. So apologize for that, guys. But stick around. Go over to Facebook. It's Grain Free Me 68025, I believe, on Facebook. I try to post pictures. I try to do the updates there because that's what I can physically do at the time. Pictures, just text updates. Yeah, that's what I can do with my steps and energy right now. But like, subscribe, tell your friends. A lot of stuff I want to see happen here that I just haven't been able to pull together yet. Thank you for watching. Thank you for checking this out. Like, share, subscribe. Go over to Facebook. Look me up there. It's probably the easiest way for us to connect, honestly, because I don't get on my YouTube account very often anymore. But that's it for me. I'm probably going to head to bed. Have a good night. And signing out from Nebraska.